dancehall me from creation.
Yes, guys, what's happening? This is episode 16 of the United Forever podcasts, and we're going to be literally taking the piss out of my cousin Adam's dad. So I'm Sam Spanner, and I'm with
Cousin Adam.
that's the one. Only a 3-second delay tonight. Adam Shaggam, fucking brilliant, mate. Oh, mate.
Quality.
So this is going to be the most ambitious episode, okay, today. So
Yeah, ambitious, and it's going to be painful as well because we're going to be in pain come the end of it. I think pulling a
bloody
muscle.
hell. Well, I've definitely got a can of Argos beer ready, good old local Spanish little special. So that's going to make me feel more mellow. Oh, there we go. First belch. Here we go. So 4 categories. This is how your dad's project has been divided. Category 1 is youth. 2, the random shit he says, so his sayings. 3, well, when it comes to his standard practice in life. And the last one is going to be the anecdotes. So,
okay,
here we go, mate.
Right.
All right, let's start off with when you was a little kid. So, what about your dad sleepwalking like my brother? Can you remember Nan and Granddad telling us any random shit about that?
Yeah, I don't think there's any nudity involved this time, unlike your brother. However,
Yeah.
I think, basically from what I can recall is there was several occasions where he would be sleepwalking and then thinking he was in the bathroom and then pissing in his slippers.
That's the one. And even he pissed once in a Wellington boot, wasn't it?
That's it, yes. In the welly, thinking it was the toilet. Yeah, definitely. Brilliant.
Classic. Brilliant stuff. And I think there was another time when he was in a fit of rage as a little kid, and he happened to throw one of Nan's saucepans across the kitchen, and it smashed through the fucking window.
No, was it that, or was it the fact that Nan, he was pissing Nan off, and he started swearing at her
this
behind
is the
her
one.
back,
Sorry.
and then she turned around and saw him flicking the bird, and then she lobbed the saucepan at him, and he ducked, and it went flying out the kitchen window through the window.
Fucking brilliant, mate. Oh my god. And even Nan said that on more than one occasion that she wanted to throw him in the bloody river down the bottom of the village. So oh mate.
Brilliant.
So oh god. And then as he got a bit older in his teen years, I remember Granddad saying that he said this quite a few times. Says your dad would often be caught polishing his knob. So he'd be fucking wanking away. Bloody hell, mate. And oh dear. So
polishing the
and
bishop.
then when he got a bit older, he went into his old rocker era, didn't he, with his long hair, and then eventually he trimmed that a little bit, trimmed the fringe, and had a classic mullet.
Yep, definitely.
But, and then he had quite a funny relationship with my mum as well, because you know how the older siblings love to take the piss out of the younger ones. So my mum being, I don't know how many years difference there is, probably 4 years difference between your dad and my mum, right?
3 or 4, something like that. Yeah, no more than 4, I don't think.
Okay, so basically he'd torment my mum a lot, and he ended up getting something like a Stanley knife out and slicing my mum's was it her forehead or her eyebrow? She was just
Um,
covered the whole of the bathroom in blood.
crazy motherfucker.
Yeah, I know. And another
Jesus.
time, he'd somehow managed to like really dig his thumbnail right into my mum's hand. She's still got the bloody scar today. So fucking vicious, mate. And then,
Well, with those long,
oh
long
mate,
guitar
so
playing fingernails.
oh fucking hell. I wonder if he got his Dodger with them fucking wanking away. Sorry, mate. Hold on, I'm just gonna have a quick sip of the beer.
Yeah.
And then your dad became a bit of a biker boy, didn't he?
Yes.
Hanging out with all the dodgy cultures a lot, right? And
Yes.
all the
Yeah.
ruffians. And then, so one of the funny stories is when he'd been out partying or whatever, and then my mum caught him holding a knife, Nan and Grandad at knife point, and my mum had literally had to calm him down because he was tripping. Apparently, it had like probably an A4 size sheet of acid or something. Full on
Fucking hell.
hallucinating. So now that's more or less the youth and sort of
Yeah.
banter bits. Now going on to the sayings. Now talking about the drug stuff. I
Yeah.
think his bad experiences going out with the bike a lot when he was a teenager, sort of
Yes.
what's the word? It sort of traumatized him a bit. And
Yeah.
that's why he always used to say when he knew that we were going out partying or whatever, he'd always say, "Stay away
Yeah.
from those amphetamines." So, like, mate, I was quite fortunate because I mean, at uni, I had loads of bloody flatmates that were always bloody doing weird shit, but I was one
Yeah.
of the
Yeah. Yeah.
cleaner ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't really need that advice. So, and then
Yeah. No. Exactly. Yeah.
what about? So tell me about what you'd say about voxels
Oh yeah, because there's
to
this
Grandad or
ongoing
something.
like argument between him and Grandad about what's better, Vauxhalls or Citroens, and they've always winded each other up. But you can
Yeah,
guarantee at one point in any conversation it's bloody old Vauxhalls pile of shit, you know. Um,
yeah. But you got to ask yourself, how many times has your dad had to take his Citroens up to Tolly's?
yeah, mate, exactly. This is the thing. It does make you wonder, but it is quite funny when you listen to him. He's like bloody old Vauxhalls, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, Grandad going on to the old winding up thing, he does do a
Yeah.
good job of winding your dad up, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, Grandad
So
has got a superhuman ability to be able to wind him up within like the first 5 words of a sentence. I don't know what it is. It's either that or him sitting there jangling. You know, he has his front door key. He's always jangling it and dropping it. And my dad's like, "That's hurting my ears. Stop that! It's hurting my ears."
mate, your dad
But
is
all right, mate.
hypersensitive. Your dad is like,
Yeah.
he gets so irritated like immediately. What about when he gets pissed off at people? So he's got an insult, something trog something.
Oh, the troglodytes. Yeah. Um, you know,
What the fuck is that
it's
all
like
about?
a trog. Basically, if there's like scummy people around, he's like bloody what a load of you know, like if for example you're on holiday or something and someone's like littering everywhere, he's like bloody what a load of
Yeah.
troglodytes and scum of the earth, the scum of the earth. And 9 times out of 10, if you've got people kicking off, he's like bloody council scum. It's like what?
Mate, what about
Not
he always used to say years ago when we were on holiday down in Dorset, he'd always go on about, what was it? You'd say dids and oiks or something. Is that right?
yeah,
Them fucking dids
did
and them fucking oiks.
yeah. Dids is a shortened term for Didakoi, which is obviously a Romany gypsy. So,
Oh,
um,
okay. So we're not being racist, just for record, all right? We do have
yes,
some kind of Romany
yes,
relations in our family, so we'll leave it
yeah,
at
we
that, all
are.
right?
Yeah, I think so. But I'm just looking back at my notes. Um,
Oh, mate, you'd also say nauseating scum. That's another one of his
yeah,
things.
yeah, nauseating scum. Yeah, um,
And don't you think your dad's got like some kind of like apocalyptic vision in life? And like, even if we'd just leave the door, like go out the front door to maybe go up to the wreck or
yeah,
something as kids, it'd be it'd be like, just be careful because you'll suffer, stuff like that. Where are you going? Oh, we're just going into town. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. We're only going to go to what was that computer game shop? Game. We're going to buy a computer
yeah,
game or something. Well, just be
yeah.
careful, and how you getting there on the bus, mate? Well, just watch out, okay? It's like, oh mate, sorry, mate.
Brilliant.
One of the favourite things is how he says your name. I've got to do it. I'm going to imitate you, Dad. Here we
Go on
go.
and go for
Uh,
it. Yeah.
Adam, Adam.
Adam.
And another one is once he's got his arse parked in his arse groove in his armchair, he ain't getting out there for hours. And it's literally like,
Yeah.
here we go. Linda, can you make me another cup of tea? Fucking hell. Or if your sister's around, it'll be, Laura, can you make me another cup of tea?
You know what?
And you
I
guys
swear
will
to
be
God,
like,
mate,
Dad, get off your fucking arse. And
the comedy The Royal Family.
oh yes, Joe Royal, mate.
Yeah, right. He literally they designed Jim Royal around my dad because he is literally like sits there like, get that, will you, Bob?
I
And
know.
he's always talking
Bloody
about
old Barbara.
the lights being the lights being switched on. What am I, Rockefeller?
Oh, he'll be like, oh, it's getting too hot in here. Linda, can you open that window, please? We need a draft.
Oh, brilliant! Talking
Oh,
about
mate. And
sayings
another
and
one's,
you're talking
yeah.
about sayings and stuff about being like very cautious. I remember when I was a teenager, we were all going to me and the lads were going to go to Clacton on the train, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I wouldn't do that." I was like, "Why not? Someone might rape you on the train." I was like, "What the fuck?" There's a lot of that,
Mate.
and I quote, like this is the quote. There's a lot of anal raping going on at the moment.
Mate, you were going with all your fucking mates. What did he expect? That you're going to get raped by fucking all the Chavton locals or something? Dear, oh dear.
Train gangbang. Well, but I just love to quote. Yeah, there's a lot of anal raping going on at the moment. I'm like, what?
Oh my god. So, mate, moving on. So this is
Yeah.
category 3, standard practice in life. So,
Yes.
mate, I don't know what has happened, but your dad has just become, well, he hasn't just become, he's been doing it for about a decade. He's got
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this serious obsession with anti sideburns. So instead of sort of trimming the sideburns downwards, he's
Yeah.
literally gone
He goes up.
fucking the other way round. Oh,
Yeah.
mate, bit
Yeah.
of cheese in that belt.
Nice.
I
But it's
swear,
like,
there's like,
yeah, go on.
what do you reckon he does? He puts his thumb like next to his ear, and
Well,
then the tip of the thumb
no, I
is where
think
the razor's got to go, like all that way up.
well, basically what it is obviously without his glasses, he's like blind, literally blind as a bat. And obviously when you shave, you can't have your glasses on, so he can't quite catch
Yeah.
where his line is. But also he does it because he doesn't like hair touching his arm of his glasses frames because it annoys him. So I'm like, why don't you just go for a mohawk? He'd be done with it.
Oh mate, it's like as we were saying before, how irritated he gets. So
Yeah.
even the fucking hair on the side of his head irritates him. So it's like
Or he's
Mr.
always there.
Burns in that episode, that baseball special. He's like, "Why have you not
Yeah.
shaved those sideburns off?" And it's like, "There's nothing left to shave off." Fuck me. So,
But it's like, yeah, he's always
mate, talking
sitting there
about
with his hair and
thumbs.
just pulling his nose hair and ear hair out because that's always annoying him. It's like when he breathes in his nose,
Oh mate,
he's always put tweezer in his nasal hairs. But like going back to his sideburns, do you remember Damon? You know, at Nan's funeral,
yeah,
he was like,
yeah.
lads, I only managed to hold it together. It's like, all right, how did you do that? Well, every time I was about to like lose it, I just looked at your dad's lack of sideburns, and it made me feel happy.
Oh mate, that is a good bit of advice in life. Look at someone's weird anti sideburns. Bloody hell, mate. The other thing I was going to say. So your dad's got a pair of tweezers in his pocket. I forgot to say a few
Yeah,
weeks back when we took the piss out of my dad. One of the weirdest shits that he has in his pocket is some
yeah,
ancient dental floss. Now I don't know how many years old it is, but he's always managed to get another use out of it, and it fucks me off now and again. From the corner of your eye, you'll catch him fucking flossing in public. And I had this huge confrontation with him when we were at Colchester Zoo. This was 2 summers ago, mate.
yeah,
We just had some sandwiches, and a minute later, I just saw in the corner of my eye my dad sat on a fucking bench on one of the main sort of streets, or like lanes in the
yeah,
zoo. There, flossing
yeah,
away. I was like, "Oh, you fucking bastard!" So I quickly went and pillaged his dental floss. Fucking put my hand in his mouth, literally yanked it out, nearly pulled a tooth out in the way. And then fucking, I just like threw it in the bin, and he went ape, mate. He felt violated, but that is just something you do not fucking do.
yeah.
And
Oh,
oh, mate,
mate.
so going back to your dad, he's a good musician. I'll give it him. But
Yeah.
mate, what's this habit he's got with his belly? So with
Yeah.
his thumb
It's
and his
like
belly,
ghost strumming, and, it,
strumming his invisible
and if you're
guitar.
and if you're lucky, um, after the watershed, he'll be sitting there, and you'll just be sitting there, and he'll be strumming the end of his knob without realising.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh fucking hell.
It's just like, mate,
So
fucking
and
playing a good tune.
and and what about when it's dessert time? Your dad does fuck all in the kitchen normally, apart from like fill it with random
Yeah,
shit that is non-culinary. But the only time I've seen him actually use the kettle is when it's
yeah,
time to make some custard. So tell us
yeah.
about his custard skills, culinary skills.
There isn't much difference between the molecular structure of his custard and wallpaper paste. It's that thick. Um, yeah, it's like for like
How
for
does it
like
make it so thick?
I don't know. I haven't really studied him while he's doing it, but it was like,
Because
yeah, it's proper like
I swear
thick. Yeah,
I've seen him like literally lift the jug upside down, and the stuff still doesn't drip. It's fucking mental. I think he just says that there's not enough sugar or something in the packet, so he just opens just a bag of caster sugar and just whacks the bugger in.
yeah, but
Fucking hell. So,
brilliant.
and all right, I've got something. This is turning back the clock a little bit. So, when your dad used to work, I think it was up in Cambridge, wasn't it? Or Cambridgeshire.
Yes, yes.
Right. So, um, I'm going to say this. You might or may not agree. Your dad can be a bit of a tight ass at times, right? When it comes to money. So when
Amen.
so when he'd ever have to ring my parents for whatever reason, he'd use the office phone. So he'd try to pretend that it was like a proper business call. So when I'd pick up the phone, he'd be like, "Oh, hello. This is Leslie speaking," without revealing the surname. And could I happen to speak to Lynn? Lynn, please. No, sorry. I've got to just fucking redo what I've said. We were like, "Hello. This is Leslie speaking. Um, is it possible to speak with somebody called Lynn?" And I'm like, "Fucking hell, mate. You're my fucking Uncle Les. Why are you pretending that you don't know me?" And then I was like, "Are you sure you're my Uncle Les? You sound more like fucking Boise from Only Fools and Horses."
Oh,
So,
brilliant.
mate, no, it was because that was back in the day when it was like pay as you go sort of thing, wasn't it? With the old landlines, there wasn't
Yes,
a
yeah,
fixed
yeah,
rate sort of thing. So, but no, I
yeah,
do take my hat off to your dad. It was made financial sense. And
yeah.
mate,
Intuitive.
going back to your dad, yeah, and your dad being a musician, mate,
Yeah.
tell us about his hoard of instruments.
Oh, mate, it's like a bloody Aladdin's cave, isn't it? You know what I mean? There's big ones, small ones, fat ones, thin ones. It's just it's never ending, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. So, how
Crazy.
many guitars do you reckon he's got? About has he got about
Oh,
15 plus or something?
I to be honest with you, I lost count. I couldn't tell you, mate. I couldn't tell you. But yeah, it's
And
quite a few.
that doesn't include the Joe Royal banjos or the
Yeah,
or the Hawaiian ukuleles.
bit of deliverance. Yep.
Oh dear. So how
Sitting there
much
in the
space so how much physical space is left in the house right now? Like after all of your dad's boxes and shit.
Probably about a meter squared. Uh,
Fuck me.
not a lot. Not a lot.
Because didn't you get a Wendy house and a big like jumbo shed as well
Yeah,
a
you've
while
got
back?
yeah, it's like a summer house thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, okay. And can you actually open the doors?
Yeah, but you can't get in it. Yeah. Because
That's what I was
it's just
getting at.
shit cascaded everywhere. Yeah, it's just shit cascaded everywhere, mate.
And
It's,
you didn't you mention something about your dad's obsession with wood or something?
oh yeah, the hoarding of wood offcuts. Yeah, it's just so much, and I quote, "You never know when it will come in handy." I'm like, mate, the stuff that's been in there, it had been up in that shed since I was like 5 years old. if you haven't
Oh,
used it
fuck
in the
me.
last 30 years, you're never going to use it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally. Bloody hell. So when it comes to like all of this stuff he's got, mate,
Yep.
do you think he's more of a hoarder than David R's mum?
Yes, I would say so. At least there was some sort of organisation, but here, yeah, definitely not.
Yeah. No, I think Dave's
Yeah,
mum did know pretty much where all of the old board games were and where these
yeah,
random bits of cloth were with random patchwork and
yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
But mate, and when it comes to borrowing tools from Grandad, fucking hell, Grandad gets well pissed off because he says he doesn't get them back for a good couple of decades later. So,
Yeah, and then
oh
there's a
dear.
case of, oh, well, that's not yours, it's mine. It's like, no, that's mine.
Oh, mate. So when you guys go caravanning, right? So, what is
Yeah.
your dad's main objective when it comes to sort of leaving the caravan in a place? What is the first thing he needs to think about?
Um, well, there's a couple of things. It's keeping away from the oik.
Yes, mate.
Um, and yeah, I think that's the main objective. Unless I'm missing something here. Do you want to interject anywhere?
No. Well,
Do
yeah,
I hit
more
it
or
in
less
one?
that. So basically, no, I mean, well, yeah, practically that, but not only that, but in relation to distance from other caravans, he'll look for like a place that's literally
Yeah,
miles away.
yeah.
Fucking like
It's
in the
like,
middle of nowhere.
yeah, bordering on the
In fact,
Grand
I
Canyon
remember,
style, like wilderness.
I was like, once I went tenting with you years ago, right? So when we were like
Yeah,
little kids, right? So it would be over at Waldegraves in Mersey Island. So
that's correct. Yeah,
your dad had this old trailer tent, and I remember
that's it.
getting
Yeah,
there, and so the first thing your dad says to us is in the morning, it's like, right, you two, you got to go and empty the shit bucket. And we were like, oh fucking hell. And I probably wouldn't have minded it if we were only about a 5 minute walk from wherever we had to empty the shit. But mate, it felt like an eternity carrying that fucking bucket across fields upon fields. Mate, me and you needed to see a fucking physio because our shoulders were battered.
yeah. Dislocated the shoulders. Oh bloody hell! Yeah.
Oh, so, and what about when you're on holiday down sort of Dorset way, and when you go to the beach? What's one of his common standard practices?
A good mile and a half walk anywhere really. To keep away from. Hang on, what was it I wrote down? Hang on. I've got to get this right, otherwise it's not worth it. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, no. So basically, yeah, it's like walking a good like 2 miles. Like literally, basically, if anyone got injured or anything, you'd have a problem getting medical assistance to you. That's how far away you are from like
yeah,
civilization. But it's to keep away from the oiks, isn't it? You know what I mean? That's what it's about.
yeah, defo. Oh, mate, that's brilliant. What about going back indoors, so back home? So, what would he normally do about the remote controls at home?
Well, I'm not quite sure what the fascination is. Um, hang on. Oh bloody hell! I've lost it. Shit. I want to make sure that I get this correct.
Mate, you do
Oh
that.
no, I've lost it. Hang on. Oh yeah. Yeah. So basically, you got to keep plastic covers on all the remote controls um, to keep them free from sticky fingers.
Oh mate, your dad's got an obsession with like anti-sticky fingers, hasn't he?
Yeah,
So
definitely, definitely. It's like,
if
can I
anyone,
touch the guitar?
if I know it's not even touch a guitar. If he's like in the dining area that sort of connects with the kitchen, when anyone
Yeah,
just comes through the kitchen door, he's like, "Have you washed your hands?" Sort of thing, you know.
he was doing Rona
So
before it was
don't
cool.
touch that. Yeah, fucking hell. And what about if anyone literally goes within the vicinity of a meter of his fountain pen? What the fuck's he like?
Oh yeah, no, that's not so bad now. But when he had his top notch like fountain pen, it's like, don't touch that. Stay away from it.
The old Parker pen.
Yeah,
He's like, but he was trying to like give us a lecture about if you use someone's Parker pen, then you
yeah.
can sort of fuck up the alignment of the nib or something. So, mate, that was just. See, your dad invents the most random shit, mate. It's absolutely classic. So, oh, mate, and
There is a
obviously
terminology
now we're
for
right into
fluent in
the.
bullshit.
Say that again, mate. I lost you for a second.
There's a terminology for that. It's called fluent in bullshit.
Totally, mate. And it was the old thing about, well, your dad's being pessimistic and apocalyptic as he is. How's he
Yeah.
coping with the old coronavirus statistics?
Well, yeah. Basically, during the first initial lockdown, um, literally, we would have daily updates about how many people had died the day before. It's like, cheers for this depressing news. It's like, I don't want to know. You know, what I mean? The sun is shining.
Fucking hell, mate. Yeah, no, it was. I mean, it's kind of comparable to when we were kids. You know, we were like obsessed
Yeah,
with CFAX page 402, straight to the footy
yeah,
stuff, and was it
yeah,
406 for the footy gossip or something?
yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Would so your dad's basically doing something similar, but everything is going straight into the Corona updates. So who's
yeah.
got the biggest
That's
Rona
it.
boner, sort of thing?
Exactly. It's like I was
Oh, mate.
round granddad's when your mum and dad were down, and we were talking,
Yeah.
and and then my dad came round, and before he got through the door, I said to your mum, "I guarantee you, first thing you say, he'll give you a tally of how many people have died." He stepped through the front door, and then he opened the living room door. First thing, yeah, another 99 people have died today. Like, what?
Oh my
I
god.
was like, fucking hell.
Oh mate, that is.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
dear, oh dear. And now, what about his obsession with jam?
Yeah, well, it's not so much now because I think kind of he has to lay off like sugary things. But back in the day, it'd be like
Yeah.
6 or 7 slices of bread and jam, and he got the nickname from your brother of Jam Cheeks because he always had like it must have been like high blood pressure or something. But basically, Damon was like, "Yeah, you're Jam Cheeks because the amount of jam you eat."
Fucking brilliant. Now, I've got a few things to say about your dad when it comes to standard practice.
Go for it.
When he sits in the bath, mate, you can guarantee that he's going to put on an orchestral display. Mate, you don't need a jacuzzi in your house because your dad supplies the gas to the water, mate. I remember me and you playing footy manager in your bedroom. The amount of, I swear there was more fucking farts and bubbles coming out your dad's ass than there were goals in footy manager. You know, oh dear, we used to be rolling around pissing ourselves. And then, mate, why would you never want to go into the bath after you're dead?
That'd be pubes on the
Apart
soap.
from the smell. Mate,
Pube-gate.
the pube soap. Oh, mate, back in the day, the communal soap bar. Fucking hell. David R had them up at his. When it's like, right, I need to wash my hands. I've just done a shit up at Dave's toilet. Right. Oh, fuck. Do I really want to wash my hands? Mate. Oh. Dear oh dear, the amount of pubes on that soap. It was like sometimes like spot the soap. It's like a fucking furball, mate.
Yeah. Oh, honestly.
Oh dear.
Horrendous.
Totally. And then what about the old when we're on holiday? In fact, when it's summer, we know about the old socks and sandals. But what about what does he wear on his head?
Oh, yes. Now, you can't forget. Yeah, it's you got to love the holiday Panama hat stroke Aussie hat. One of the wide brim jobs. Literally
Yes.
every year, guarantee he will dust that bad boy off, and he'll be wearing it like a boss.
It'd be like I'm going on some kind of weird safari sort of thing down Dorset Way or something.
Oh, mate.
Dear, oh dear. And what about the what was I going to say? Fucking hell, I had it on the tip of my tongue there. Sorry. Oh
Right?
dear, oh dear. No, fucking, I remember your dad once, one summer. I think this was down sort of Torquay way. Didn't we go somewhere down Torquay when we were kids?
Yep.
Your dad had somehow managed to like put a knotted handkerchief on his head. And he somehow thought it was socially acceptable to be doing that, you know. Oh dear.
I'm in the 1960s.
Mate, you'd see like oh no. Oh brilliant. Okay, so we've talked string vest. Oh, are you rapsing us? But so let's go to the last canon. You Rav. What was his best mate called? Jimsy. No,
Jimsy.
yeah. Oh. Oh, fucking hell. Brilliant. All right, I'm just going to have a swig of beer before we move on to category 4. There we go. Anecdotes.
Oh, God.
So, mate, this was one of my most horrific memories of learning how to ride a bike. So,
right,
me and you, probably about 4 or 5, we'd learned just about how to ride a bike. And Granddad and your dad said, right, let's go and do a lap around the village. So we'd obviously gone down by the riverfront, and then we decided to go up past the docks, and then from the docks right up the dock road and back sort of down round Donnellan Way sort of thing.
Yes.
And mate, I was fucking dying for a shit, wasn't I? We were sort of kind of near the bottom of the dock road, and I was like, to your dad and to Granddad, I don't know if I can keep it in, mate. I'm really, really suffering right now. And your dad was like, well, fucking put your pants down and take a shit over by that tree. And I was like, I can't. And I swear I tried, and I was in agony. I was like, I fucking can't do it. And I tried again, and mate, nothing had come out. So I just had to pull up my
Yeah,
pants, pull my shorts back up, and I was like, Adam, fuck it, I'm just gonna head off. And I went fucking bombing it as fast as I could, right up to the top of the dock road, right
yeah,
past Donald Way, right back round. And then
yeah.
by the time I got to your house, I was knocking on the door, and then what happened? Fucking shat myself. And not only that, mate, it was nasty. It was like I think I was just there crying, and I just had an image of your dad running towards us, screaming like a fucking caveman, going ape shit. And your mum was also like quite angry, and she was trying to console me a
Yeah.
bit. And I just remember just like taking me upstairs, sticking me in the bath, and trying to wash me down with a bar of soap covered in pubes.
Oh, mate.
Oh, no, fucking hell. So, dear, oh dear. So, when it comes to like our youth, a few years later, right? So, your dad was
Yeah.
helping. What was it, the Finger and O Rovers, right, or something like that? He was
Yes,
doing some
that's
coaching,
correct.
and you were playing at right back. So
Yeah.
now and again, your dad would be a bit of a pain in the ass, really, when he was doing his coaching. So tell us what happened with the old right back situation.
Yeah. So I was playing at right back, and and I was having a bit of a hard time with the opposition left winger. He was like really
Yeah,
like quick, and
yeah,
obviously my dad was one of the team coaches, and he was like, "Keep tight to your man, keep goal side, don't lose his heels." And other outdated 60s and 70s touchline shouts. Yeah, I can't remember some of them. And then,
yeah,
so I finally get pissed off with my dad, and I got done by the winger again. So I thought, right, fuck this. So I sprinted with all my might after the player, and I proper did
yeah,
like an old school yet very illegal slide tackle, studs up both feet, and I went in everything on this kid and basically wiped the fucker right out. I mean, he went flying, and I got up, dusted myself down, looking really and feeling very proud of myself. And my dad screaming at me from the
yeah.
sideline, going, "What the bloody hell was that?" And my and my response was like, "What was I stopped him, didn't I?" And he's like, "Yeah, you can't do those sort of challenges." And I responded with, "Remember, I'm only like 7 years old, and what the fuck am I meant
Yeah.
to do?" And then basically he's like, "Right, off you get." And so I got subbed off, and oh
Oh,
my god, I got a proper cat and ass for that. And I think I might have even got banned for the next
oh,
game by the club for swearing on the pitch.
oh,
But yeah, that was
brilliant.
just like
Mate, you were doing a
pure
full on
comedy,
Wimbledon Vinnie Jones. Oh, that
mate.
is
It was
brilliant.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, proper,
there was something about having your dad on the touchline,
yeah,
sort of
yeah,
shouting advice. That used to piss me off as well so much. And
yeah,
I'm sure I did something similar to that, mate. Oh, it just fucking pissed me off. I remember playing as a defender, and
yeah,
I don't think I scored more than like one goal in my whole footballing career as a kid. But I
yeah,
scored
yeah.
about 15 own goals. And I was just like, Dad, shut the fuck up, mate. I didn't do it on purpose, you cunt, sort of stuff like that. So, oh, mate, me and my old teammate, we were worse than the Renford rejects. We were fucking shy as. But anyway, I had a laugh. That's what it's all about.
Exactly, exactly, mate. But
So,
yeah, that
oh,
was
God. So, tell
brilliant.
it.
Yeah.
So, more or less around the same sort of age range. Tell me what happened with the old Nerf, with the Nerf gun.
Oh yeah. So basically, it was a Nerf speedball. So basically, it was like a plastic, like rugby ball on a rope, and you used to have to open and close the rope to get it from one end to the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had two like
Yeah.
ropes, right? And you both held one in your right hand, one in your left hand, and the person on the other side had the opposite. Yeah. So you'd open and close it. Yeah. So I was
Yeah.
playing this with my dad, and I hulked out. Bearing in mind I was only about 8 years old, and I proper fuzzed this thing as hard as and fast as I could. And basically, he wasn't prepared, and he let go, and the thing caught
Yeah.
him square in the ball, and he's like crawling through the house from the back garden, like going, oh, no, and then literally collapsing in the front room, passed out. He passed out from the pain.
Oh my god. Oh, I need some fucking Ventolin, mate. And what about what about oh mate, the time he was trying to do some DIY with some wooden batons or something.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, when I was about 8 or 9, my dad was installing some like wooden planks on the like doing a feature wall in the kitchen, and basically,
Okay.
my mum, sister, and myself, we went out because we get out of the way, and then we was
Yeah,
gone for a couple
I
of
know what
hours,
you mean.
and and we returned home, and he's
Yeah.
literally collapsed in his chair in the living room, passed out because he dropped the drill off the ladder and landed on his big toe.
Oh, fucking brilliant. Oh,
Not good.
oh my god. And then, because your dad used to play in a lot of
Mate, hang
I
on,
don't know if
sorry.
he's doing gigging.
Can we just quickly cut this a moment? I think my daughter's just woken up and Leanne's not here, so I've just got to quickly go and. Sorry to cut the recording, but
Yeah.
I'm being. Yeah, are we okay to cut this and then
That's
I'll be back in a
yeah,
minute? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
All right,
All
okay.
right,
Give me
I'll
time
keep
to catch
talking.
my
All
breath.
right.
All right. Yeah. All right, mate.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, we're back on air. So a little pit stop there because I don't know what would you say was wrong with your daughter upstairs, mate?
Yeah, my youngest had nappy must have leaked and she pissed everywhere, so I just had to quickly go and clean that up.
That's it, mate.
All good.
Even though we're pricks, mate, we're good dads. That's what I think, anyway. You know.
Exactly,
Yeah.
definitely.
So, well, at least we're trying to be better dads than our fucked up dads. Put it that way.
Yeah.
so,
Brilliant.
so yeah, your dad used to do a lot of gigging and stuff. Post,
Yeah.
sorry, not post, pre-Rona, Rona boner.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, tell us
Right.
about this
So yeah.
gig.
Yeah. Basically, this is going back. This must be 15 years, maybe. Yeah, last 10, 15 years anyway. So he's playing this gig with his band, and
Mm-hmm.
one of his bandmates was like, "Yeah, I know the it's either entertainment manager or the production manager or something like that of Oasis, the band." And
Yeah,
basically, he was in attendance.
yeah,
So after like they finished the first set, my dad's mate introduced my dad to this guy, and this guy asked to play my
yeah.
dad's guitar, and my dad's like, "No, sorry, I can't let you do that." And the bloke from Oasis is like, "Do you know who I am?" And my dad's response was, "I don't give a shit. You're not touching my guitar."
Damn straight, mate.
That's
Fucking
brilliant.
brilliant. Oh
Yeah.
god. So what about the old Stargate dispute?
Oh yeah. So basically, we've just fitted a new stairgate, um, and basically, hang on, I'll just yeah. This is should be entitled his inability to admit he's wrong. Um, basically,
Yes.
yeah, he fitted a new stairgate upside down and got the hinges the wrong
Okay.
way round, and everybody kept pulling it off the wall because it wouldn't open. So we get a bit frustrated, and he comes and we're like, "This, you fitted this wrong. This is shit." And he comes bombing up the stairs, shouting, and we're all there. And he goes, and he's shouting at the top of his voice, going, "You all fucking idiots! To open it, all you have to do is this." And then he proceeds to open the stairgate, and then then in the process, he rips the stairgate off the wall like everyone else. Um, and he still doesn't admit defeat, only to accuse me and Leanne of buying a shit stairgate. It's just like, no, you fitted it wrong. End of.
oh, oh my god. What a
But that is
legend.
typical, isn't it?
Fucking brilliant. It is. No, my dad's the same when it comes to like incapable of sort of recognizing his own errors, sort of thing. So
Yeah.
when it comes to your dad's dick, I used to know we're going to talk about your dad's dick later on, mate. So what is this about? Your dad's sort of in with the musicians and stuff. So I imagine he goes out
Yeah.
for a lot of meals now and again. So tell us
Yes.
what usually happens.
No, no, this was when I was like much younger, and basically, it would be with like work colleagues. He would go out for like a
Okay.
bi-monthly meal with his friends,
Yeah.
and he'd always end up with
Yeah.
either severe food poisoning or severe acid reflux, which would then cause him to throw up. And he'd keep the whole family up all night due to his noisy vomiting in the toilet. Like literally, it'd sound like you were doing an ex. It was like an exorcism was going on in there. You know what I mean?
oh
And
my
then
god.
just to top it off, one time he was on the receiving end of a severe bout of food poisoning, and
Oh my god.
basically, yeah, he was like in the bog, praying to down the porcelain telephone, and basically, he basically passed out in the toilet and lost control of his bowels and did an explosive shit all over the bathroom floor, which I thought was fucking amazing.
oh my god. That is just fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant,
Oh,
mate. Mate, David I would be proud
definitely,
of your dad for that.
without a doubt,
Okay,
without a
so
doubt. And,
talking about your dad's dick again, I know we've sort of heard Granddad's funny anecdotes about your dad wanking off a lot as a kid. But, mate, I swear, I don't know how I'm not blind because I remember I just, I don't know where you'd gone. We were probably playing back in the day some old championship manager up in the bedroom. We were still
yeah, yeah,
pretty young. And I was like,
yeah,
where have you gone? And I looked in the bathroom, see if you'd obviously were on the old Gary glitter. And then I
yeah.
thought, hold on, what's that noise? So I went into your parents' bedroom. Fucking hell, mate. Your dad was lying across the bed like a fucking starfish, drying his balls with the fucking hairdryer. I was like, I was like, to your dad, what the hell are you doing, mate? And he's like, well, I'm just putting this device to good use. oh my god! And then, mate, another time was when But so when the fuck was it? It wasn't that long ago. We were playing footy, weren't we? Footy manager. So this was when I was at
yes,
uni,
yeah,
and I was obviously still sleeping around next door at Nan and Granddad's.
yeah,
And then sometimes we'd get carried away. We'd be proper into it, full on addiction.
yeah,
And it must have been about 2 a.m. And I was like, oh fuck me, look at the time. So I was like, all right, I've got to go
yeah,
back down next door. And then I went down the stairs quietly because I thought, everyone was in bed.
yeah.
I only realised that the TV, all the lights were off downstairs, apart from the TV like flashing. And I was like, fuck me, are my eyes deceiving me? And I was like running upstairs, having an asthma attack. I was like, fucking hell, Adam. Your dad sat down in the armchair with his flies down and his fucking cock out. So I think you have excitement, mate. You started fucking galloping down the stairs and you startled your dad. He nearly got his dick caught in his flies when he was doing them up. We were like, what the fuck were you doing? He was like, oh, I was just checking for lumps. So you. And mate, please confirm this. History has recently repeated itself, right?
It definitely has repeated itself. Yeah, basically, this was during this was during lockdown, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, that's right.
And
So
I actually sent you photographic evidence, and the response you were giving me, the response you gave was, "Is my eyes deceiving me? Because bearing in mind I've got tears coming out my eyes, but is that a dick I don't see?"
mate, it was a full-on chipolata. I was like, what the fuck, mate? You've got little girls living in the same house as your dad. Bloody hell, you got to worry for them, So,
Oh my god!
oh, mate. So we've talked about your dad in the bathroom and stuff, but mate, in the summer,
Yeah,
fucking row hedge by the Costa del Colchester, it gets humid as
yeah,
fuck. It can be like proper high in
yeah,
the 30s and stuff. So
yeah.
tell us about your dad's ingenuity in the bathroom to cool himself down.
When he's the daily wash, um, would be the top quality
Sorry.
action of resting the bollocks on the bathroom sink. End of. Give him a good splash of water. Oh, mate, yeah. And then, and also we've got the infamous. Well, we spoke about this. We touched on this a couple of episodes ago. The infamous teacup incident.
Yeah,
Do
that's
you
the
want to
one.
tell this story?
Well, so basically, your dad would have a good old top and tail wash, and he was being again, what's the word? Being practical. And I imagine that in most households, on the kitchen windowsill,
Yeah,
you'd leave a teacup. So if you need a drink in the night, like you go to the bathroom for a slash, and then you'd fill up the
yeah,
teacup using the tap. Not your dick, obviously,
yeah,
but mate, your dad had actually decided to use it for another purpose. So he'd soap
yeah.
up his
Commandeered
balls
the teacup.
with the pube soap, and then
Yeah,
he'd like rinse the soap off his balls using the fucking teacup full of water. Mate,
teabagging
that
the
is
teacup.
just. I know. Oh my god. Mate, you
Ingenuity at
gotta
its best,
worry.
mate.
That is the one. That is the word I was looking for. Ingenuity. All the fucking weight. So, right. And then this is the very, very last anecdote. So, I know your dad has been involved in a few road accidents, but please tell us about the local one which happened up Weir Lane, which is a little lane that connects sort of
Yeah,
Brohage with
yeah.
what would you call that other part? Oh fucking hell, I can't
That's
remember it. Before
Mersey Road,
Abbott.
Blackheath.
Oh yeah, Mersey Road. That's the one. So Blackheath. Yeah, there we go,
Yeah,
Blackheath. So your dad, tell us about that very last incident, mate.
yeah. So basically, we had a crash down there, and the car flipped over.
Yeah.
The third party car flipped over into the field. So he gets out to take a quick look at the situation. Then he screams, "Pass me my briefcase!" And we're like, "Why do you want your briefcase for?" And his response, and I quote, "It makes me look more important."
Oh, fucking brilliant.
So, so it's like these two young lads in a car that flipped over, and and he passed me my briefcase.
Oh my god, that is just absolute fucking classic, mate. Your dad should have been like, when we used to laugh our heads off at Freddie Got Fingered,
Yeah,
how he turned his dad into an actual cartoon character, mate. Our dads
yeah,
could literally fit the category.
definitely,
The
without a
fucking
doubt, mate, without
humour
a
we
doubt.
get out of them. So
Oh,
it hasn't
brilliant.
been easy, has it, mate? It has not been easy being
No,
brought up by these weirdos, but
I, I,
mate, we are
I don't think
partially
we would change
sane,
it for
put
the
it like
world, though.
that. Nah, defo. I completely agree with you there, mate.
Yeah, it's
So,
made us the men we are.
yeah, exactly. I mean, as I said the other day, it was kind of like being in the army, really. You've got to put up with the sergeant major, and you
Yeah,
do get some kind of gain out of it. Fucking
massive
hell,
comedy
character
game.
building, put it like that. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, that is it. It's all about the comedy. Brilliant,
brilliant.
mate. Well, it's been an absolute fucking pleasure. So, we've got
Definitely.
over an hour's worth of content. So, I'm going to whack
Yeah.
the video together and then hopefully come tomorrow night, Friday night, this will be on air.
Yep.
Okay.
Quality, and we can
Right. So,
release it on the world.
what are your closing words? Yes, mate. So, what are
Well,
your closing
my
words,
closing
matey?
words: over and out from me, mate.
Yes, mate. Over and out. And I'll be seeing you later, you chronic masturbators. Oh, fucking hell. I can't find the stop button.